Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. We will continue into the month of August today, starting off with a 3-game road trip to Oriole Park to face the 71-46 Orioles, while the Athletics come in 37-80. And we're not going to waste any time, we're going to get right down to business. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. The Orioles will throw Dean Kramer onto the mound, and Zach Geloff will lead off for the Athletics. And we are underway as Geloff flies a sinker into right center, which will be caught by Edgar Gonzalez. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Athletics lineup. A lot of bad hitters on this team. You can see 5 people hitting below 200 on this team. We'll see Jacob Wilson, Ryan Noda, Tyler Soderstrom, Garrett Hampson, Daniel Susac, Lawrence Butler, Elliot Ramos, and Pedro Pineda today. Dead last, essentially, in the American League in all offensive categories. Jacob Wilson up next will swing through a high fastball that he shouldn't have for out number 2. And that'll bring up Ryan Noda, and he will get a curveball, hit it well to right. This one back, but runs out of gas, and will be caught for out number 3. On the mound for the Athletics will be the righty Jared Jones, acquired earlier this year from the Giants in the Esteury Ruiz trade. Has yet to find his footing here with the A's, 4.91 ERA. He'll start off against the former #1 overall pick Jackson Holliday, and he'll start the day by striking him out on a low fastball. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle, hitting .332 this season. He grounds this over to Hampson. Has to gather himself, and Mountcastle actually beats out the throw. That's an infield single. I think Hampson could have played that one a little better, but nonetheless, he's on first base. For Luis Arias, who will pop this one up for Tyler Soderstrom for out number 2. And we'll take a look at this Orioles lineup, who are only a game back in the AL East of the Yankees. They are one of the best teams in all the American League. We'll see Austin Hayes up next, followed by Edward Olivares, Edgar Gonzalez, Samuel Basallo, and Elijah Green. Holiday with a 4.1 WAR, one of the best in all of baseball. This is a team that's going to be good not only this year, for years to come. Gunnar Henderson up next, hits this one to left field with some carry, and Ramos is going to run out of space. A 2-run homer for Gunnar Henderson, the first-time All-Star this season. It's his 17th home run of the season, and the Orioles will jump on the board first. It is 2-0 in favor of the home team. Austin Hayes now up next with an 0-2, and he will base hit this one through the right side of the infield, and Jared Jones still can't get the final out of the inning. Pitch count up to 28 now. And Edgar Olivares will hit this one down the left field line and fair. This is going to go for extra bases. Hayes on first is going to be rounded third, going home, and the throw is in time. So they get him at the plate. Despite the double, it's 2-0. We'll stay with the Orioles offense bottom 4 as Hayes hits this one up the middle in his next at bat, and he hits it right at the foot of Jones. Jones will stay in the game. Unfortunately, though, here's a wild pitch on Edward Olivares, and Hayes will move up to second base, nullifying any double play opportunity. Later in the at-bat, full count now to Olivares, and he hits this one well into center. Pineda should be back and catch it, but Hayes will test the arm, and Pineda has a good arm, but it's not going to be in time, and he will tag and go to third. So the runner now 90 feet away from home for Edgar Gonzalez, and he will chop this over to Noda, who will bat it down. Nice defensive play, gets the out at first, but the runner does score, and it's now 3-0. We'll go bottom 5 now with 2 down. Luis Arias at the plate for the Orioles, and the 2-time NL batting champion will hit this into right field, keeping the 5th inning alive. Jones struggling, just getting outs consistently, as here's Gunnar Henderson, who hits this one into the left field corner. This time Ramos won't be able to get to it. And it looks like Arias will round third and head home. It is now 4-0 A's. And with that hit, Jones' day will be done. He's not going to go to the 5. He'll go 4 2/3, giving up 4 earned runs. And we'll see as Zach Jackson can strand the runner on second with a 5.03 ERA. Pitching is just not our strong suit since the All-Star break. Hayes up first, and he plunks him. Right on cue, Jackson hits a batter. Edward Olivares now 0-2, and he will chop this over to Geloff, but they will make the play at second, but it's 4-0 Orioles now after 5 innings. As we'll go into the 7th now. Kyle Muller in relief, the lefty with a 4.06 ERA. It's kind of fluctuated between 4 and 5. This is one of his better ERAs this season as he begins the 7th with Jackson Holliday, and he'll get him to ground out to third base. Good start. Ryan Mountcastle up next at the 1-1, and he's going to rip this into left field, and that will go to the corner. Kind of like how we just saw in the 4th inning. This will be a double for Mountcastle. The All-Stars' great season continues. That is his 37th double, by the way. That's insane, I feel like. Arias up next will get a curveball, and he will drill it to right center and out of here. Muller just gave that man the ultimate meatball. You leave a 12-6 right down the middle. Of course, Arias is going to hit a home run. His 13th of the season. This pitching staff, since the All-Star break especially, has been absolutely atrocious. Can nobody throw a good baseball? Henderson up next with a full count. There's a nice slider to at least strike him out. So now 2 down for Austin Hayes, who's 2 for 2 today. 2 singles and a run to his name. The 1-1 pitch here, and he will pop up a slider that was right down the middle. Muller will dodge that bullet as Wilson will put it away. We'll go into the 8th now. I haven't spent any time with the A's offense because, well, there's almost been no offense today. The hits have been a very few, and it's because we have swings like that. Daniel Susak swinging on the inside fastball. 4th K of the day for Kremer. That'll bring up Lawrence Butler, also hitless on the day, 0 for 2. Average down to 190 now, and, well, this will help as he singles up the middle into center field. The 3rd hit of the day for the Athletics. I'll bring up Elliot Ramos up next. One of those 3 hits came off of his bat. And he'll have a second base hit here. He turns on a fastball and drills it to left. No doubt about it. Elliot Ramos with a 2-run shot. His 3rd home run of the season. We've seen all 3 of his home runs. We do good with him and watch games. He just doesn't hit very good in the other ones. But at least he gets the Athletics on the board here. Won't be no shutouts. It's now 6-2. Pineda up next, swings to the first pitch, trying to catch Kremer, but it's unfortunate he'll ground out to the 3rd for the 2nd out. Turns the lineup back to the top, and Zach Geloff, and he'll get jammed on an 0-1 pitch and fly this into shallow center, where it will be caught. So we'll go into the 9th now. Orioles up by 4. They're going to bring in Andrew Chafin. They're not going to give Kremer a chance to go for the complete game. Chafin has not had a good season. But, you know, he does have Jacob Wilson up first and a 4-run lead, but Wilson will single up the middle, and the All-Star will reach base. Never say never. Here's Ryan Noda with a 1-2, and they call that strike 3. Sinker, I think, a little low, gets the call. That's out number 1. Soderstrom now up next. Lefty gets a slider right down the middle. Soderstrom to right, but it's going to be shy. That one dies out quickly. Another missed opportunity for this Athletics offense. Now the game comes down to Garrett Hampson. 0 for 3 day for the newest Athletic. He gets a high fastball into right field, and this one will be caught. And the Orioles win game 1 by a final score of 6-2. In typical Athletic fashion, the offense not enough, and the pitching staff not very good. And we drop our 81st game of the season, falling to 37-81. While the Orioles looking to use this series to potentially grab an AL East tie or maybe a lead in the division. It's 6 runs on 10 hits, 2 for 5 for the Athletics. Win goes to Kremer, loss goes to Jones. And your player of the game will go to Gunnar Henderson, who went 2 for 4 with a home run and a double to his name. All of our offense came off the bat of that 2-run homer from Elliot Ramos. Game 2, we lose 4-3. Tony Santillan blows another one. He has been an awful closer this year, as he just blew a 2-run lead into the final frame, and the Orioles walk it off. Your Tuesday game of the week is the Atlanta Braves beating the Phillies at home in a big game for the NL East. The Phillies have led the division all year long. The Braves trying to make a late push. We do win Game 3, though, 6-1. JT Ginn's first career start. He went 5 innings and only allowed 1 earned. And Ariano able to finish it off for the wins of the 2 new pitchers. Nice tandem there. Next series will stay at home to face the Detroit Tigers. Tigers have fallen down a little bit. They sit 54-68, but like they did last year, they made a lot of moves at the deadline. So still an exciting team to face because they add so many new faces to this lineup as they'll play the 38-82 Athletics now that our chances at a winning season are officially over thanks to our 82nd loss. We'll see what we can do against Detroit as Micabel will be making his 25th start, 4.41 ERA. Not the best ace numbers for this rotation. He'll start the day against a former Cub, Christian Hernandez, who will step into the batter's box. And with the first pitch, Hernandez will swing at it into right, where it looks like Butler's playing today. And he'll make the grab for out number 1. We'll take a look at this Tigers lineup. Next, we'll see Jordan Lawler, followed by Jordan Walker, the newest Tiger in left. Ryan Jeffers, the catcher. Dominic Smith at first. Xavier Isaac, the rookie, at DH today, hitting .375. Brett Beatty at third. Chase DeLauder in right. And then Carson Roccaforte out in center field. Here's Jordan Lawler up next as he grounds this one over to Noda. And he will make a 3 unassisted on the scorecard. That'll bring up Jordan Walker, the newest Tiger, acquired from the Cardinals at the deadline that sent Matt Manning and Josiah Gray to St. Louis. A huge get for Detroit as Walker 10th in the American League in slugging. And he will take this one and put it right on the right field chalk. That's going to be a single for Walker. Ryan Jeffers now up next as he chops this over to Noda with a full count. And it will be another 3 unassisted. That will end the first. And on the mound for the Tigers will be Gavin Stone. Thanks to Detroit trading 3 starters at the deadline, some other guys are getting a chance to start. Stone's been a long reliever for most of the season, but the former Dodger now settling into the rotation as he starts today by striking out Zach Geloff. Going to bring up the All-Star Jacob Wilson up next, who gets a nice fastball to hit. He pops it up into center field, where it will be easily played by Roccaforte. We'll take a look at this Athletics lineup. Is up next, we'll see Ryan Noda, Tyler Sosham, a catcher, Garrett Hampson playing short, Daniel Susac, the DH today, Lawrence Butler in right, average up to 227 now. Elliot Ramos average up to 207 in left, and then Pedro Pineda in center. So here's Ryan Noda up next to the 2-1, a fastball high, just a little late on it though, and it's caught by Brett Beatty. We'll go into the top of the second. Speaking of Beatty, here he is at the plate with 2 down, and Brett Beatty gets a fastball. Hits it well to right field, and it will clear the fence. A solo home run for Brett Beatty, the former Met, who got his season off to a slow start thanks to injury, is picked up in a big way here for the Tigers. He was acquired in a trade that sent Tommy Edwin back to New York. A good get for the Tigers. And he hits his 6th home run of the season here. The Detroit Tigers lead 1-0. Next batter is Chase DeLauder, who also gets a nice cutter to hit. Hits it well to right center, and it will drop on the track and bounce over the wall. And the former Guardian has a ground rule double. He's on second base for Carson Roccaforte, the rookie who's been great thus far in his season, and he gets jammed, but singles it into center. It's an RBI for the Tigers. It's now 2-0. Top of the lineup up next, Christian Hernandez. This one in the dirt. Soderstrom, nice job blocking it. But Roccaforte will move up to second anyway, and now Abel struggling here in the second. Later in the at-bat with a 3-1, Hernandez drills this one to left, and it will get down also up on the track. This one stays in the ballpark. It'll be an RBI double for Hernandez. Now 3-0 in favor of the Tigers. Isabel struggling to get out of the frame. Lawler up next, and he will strike out Swingin, but Detroit puts up 3 here in the second. We'll go later into this game. A.J. Puck now comes in for the Athletics. He has not been very good since being acquired at the deadline in the Paul Blackburn deal. He takes the 7th inning as there's been no score since that second. And Hampson will start the 7th with a great diving play, but he can't throw out Chase DeLauder. That'll be an infield single. Roccaforte up next with an RBI today. Pops this one up into left, and it will be caught out there by Elliot Ramos, and that'll be the first out of the 7th. Back to the top of the lineup. Third at-bat of the day for Hernandez. Actually his 4th as he grounds this to Wilson. And he'll go to second, to first, and it's going to be a fielder's choice. The out record at second. So 2 down now for Jordan Lawler, the 1-2, and he swings and misses, and Puck with a good job getting through the 7th. The 8th inning will go to Kyle Muller, other lefty, as he will join the game, the 4.08 ERA. ERA fluctuated in essentially that range. He inherits a runner on first for Ryan Jeffers, but Jeffers will quickly put both of them out. And with 1 batter, Muller will get 2 on the 3-6-3 double play. That'll bring up Dominic Smith, the former Cardinal, acquired at last year's trade deadline, in the Tariq Skubal deal, and Smith will hit this one down the right field line at fair. He will get to second base, and that's going to be a 2-out double for the Gold Glove first baseman. 1-0 now to Xavier Isaac, the rookie, and the 23-year-old will single up the middle for a base hit, and that should score a run, and it will, and Isaac's actually going to take second. Nice hit there by Isaac, who was acquired this year in the Spencer Torkelson deal, and he gives the Tigers a 4-0 lead. Brett Beatty up next, fastball on the hands, and he puts it into left, and that'll be his 2nd RBI of the day. Tigers now lead 5-0. It's now Muller struggling in the 8th. DeLauder up next, he strikes him out, but Detroit does their damage. We'll go now into the bottom of the 8th, where Gavin Stone's still on the mound, and, well, he's pitching a shutout thus far, but Daniel Susac will single this one into left. That's his 2nd hit of the day. 2 of the 3 hits for the A's that come off of his bat, as then Lawrence Butler strikes out, the only other A to get a hit today. 10th K of the day for Stone. That'll bring up Elliot Ramos, who's been the victim of 2 of those strikeouts. He's in danger of a third here with an 0-2, and he will get the hat trick as he strikes out on the low changeup. So 2 down now for Pedro Pineda, hitless on the day. Average down to 169. First pitch to the center fielder, and he'll hit it up the middle, almost takes out Stone with it. And that'll be a base hit, keeping the inning alive, and now puts a runner in scoring position for Zach Geloff. One of our better clutch hitters on the team with a 1-1 pitch. He will deliver. Fastball goes into the right center gap. This will score 1 and should score 2. Pineda rounds third. He will score. It's a 2 RBI double for Geloff, and the A's are right back into this game. 5-2 now your score, and with that double, that'll take Stone out of the game. The Tigers will bring in Jason Foley, their closer, in here in the 8th, trying to get a 4-out save and shut the door on the A's comeback. First pitch is to Jacob Wilson, who grounds it over to first, and it's a foot race, but Foley will win it. But the A's get 2 in the 8th. We're going to the 9th now, where Joe Barlow is in to try to keep this a 3-run deficit. He struggled a little bit since the All-Star break. And he starts off with Roccaforte, and he gives him a slider right down the middle. And on the first pitch, Roccaforte will get 1 back. A solo shot to right, and that's just what you cannot have happen. How many meatballs are we going to throw to some of these guys? Roccaforte, one of the highlights for a Rookie of the Year race this year with his 10th homer of the season. And the Tigers back out by 4, 6-2. So now the top of the lineup above Christian Hernandez as he grounds it over to Noda. It's a foot race to this bag, and Barlow will barely win it for out number 1. Jordan Lawler now hitless on the day, and the former Diamondback will swing and miss and strikeouts on the slider. 2 down now for Jordan Walker, and he'll also go down on the slider, but now it's a 4-run game. As we go into the 9th, Foley trying to shut the door, but Daniel Susac might have other plans. Hits this one well to right field, and it's out of here. Good effort by Chase DeLauder. He got a lot of height out there, right? But Daniel Susac will go yard for a 2-run homer. His 2nd of the season, and the Athletics are now within 2. 6-4 now, and with that, they'll actually bring in a new pitcher. For the Detroit Tigers, it'll be up to T.J. Antone to get the save. The former Ranger was acquired in the Reese Olson deal at the deadline. He was the Rangers closer. Now has a chance to continue that role here with Detroit. Just needs 1 more out to end it. It's Lawrence Butler up first, and he will ground it over to third. And that will do it for this one. The Detroit Tigers win by a final score of 6-4 as they got a little exciting late. The offense finally came alive. But just a little bit too little too late as they scored 4, and the pitching staff struggled, especially Micah Bell, Joe Barlow, and Kyle Muller. As we lose 6-4, 6 runs, 10 hits for the Tigers, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Athletics. Stone gets the win, Abel gets the loss. He's now 3-13, and Antone gets his 26th save of the season. And your player of the game will go to Gavin Stone, 7 2/3, 2 earned, and 11 Ks for the starting pitcher as we drop Game 1 of this series. Game 2, we also lose 11-3 thanks to a 7 spot in the 8th for the Tigers. Zach Jackson, 5 earned, did not record a single out. That's embarrassing. The highlight games on Saturday, we have the early game as the Diamondbacks barely squeaked by the Padres. San Diego gave it a run late, but Arizona, the best team in the league, able to beat San Diego. And then your night game on Saturday, it was a rivalry matchup between Kansas City and St. Louis, and the Royals pulled out, moving to 500 on the season. St. Louis still in the lead in the NL Central, but that loss will not help things. Then we get into Game 3 where we lose 3-2, so we get swept by the Tigers. Jordan Diaz went deep, his 7th home run of the season, but it was not enough to beat Detroit, as now we sit 38-85. And I'm going to make a roster move coming out of this series. Ryan Thompson's a veteran. He's been good for us this year, but we're not very good. So I want to see what the future's like. So we're going to actually send down Ryan Thompson. I actually might DFA him just because he is a veteran and just to respect his wishes. I expect him to clear waivers, though. And then in his place, we're going to call up Sammy Sion in the offensive front. I want to see him get back involved on the offense, especially against righties. And then I'm also going to get all up Colby Thomas, make him make his Major League debut next episode. The 26-year-old starting to hit pretty decent in AAA, and he's the only right-handed right fielder we have on the roster. So I like to see him against lefty pitching staff going to the final month and a half of the season. And we're also going to send down Logan Davidson. He struggled a little bit recently, And, well, I just want to see some of these young guys get some work. So Davidson is unfortunately the collateral damage. Next episode, we'll stay at home to face the Tampa Bay Rays in a rematch from a couple weeks ago before going to the Bronx for 4, as that one will not be fun, as we have a tough 7-game road trip coming up. As the Athletics now sit 38-85, a month and a half left to go in the season. So we'll use this time to see what some of these young guys have in store for the team. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're almost to the end of year number 4. I know it's not been a good year for the Athletics, but Las Vegas is on the horizon. I'm excited to get to that point. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.